I'm telling you, 95% of these mortgage brokers, their problem is they don't think they're ever going to see you again. I understand my clients, right? I know their families.
Yeah.
I know what we can do and how we can do it, right? Because probably you gave the person this little bit of information, really tiny bit of information, and not the whole story. You need somebody who knows your stuff, is going to answer your questions. And look, the successful mortgage brokers know how to think like the underwriters. They know what the underwriter is going to ask for. They know this stuff. Your real estate broker has zero power. Okay, the only person that has power over that mortgage rate, interest rate, is you.
Mortgage lender. A horror story. Shouldn't be, but it is, right? I want to bring in an example, and I'm going to hear from you how much you would have made if you were to pass that or approve that loan. I'm a buyer. I went to you. You cooked a story and told me, you with your income, with your this and that, you cannot get a loan. Now, I'm a regular Joe Schmo. I said, Mike, help me. So you cooked some book, you prepared something for me, and I'm very happy. You're a friend of mine now. We're good friends. You're helping me. And then I said, please approve this loan. You could do it. You're the loan officer. You come back and said, listen, you are lucky. It's a lucky day for you. And I locked your loan at 9%. Let's say 8%. Okay, 8%. And make believe the house costs somewhere in $700,000 range. New York City, of course, right? If you were that loan officer, how much money you would have made?
That loan officer made between 40 and 50. From this transaction, that loan officer made between $40,000 and $50,000.
Okay.
Why? Because the bank is getting 8% when it's 5.
Before you go to why, I need to translate this. Okay, আমি একটি উদাহরণ, একটা এক্সাম্পল চেয়েছিলাম তার কাছে, যে আপনি যদি একজন অসাধু ব্রোকার মর্গেজ অফিসার কাছে যান এবং আপনি একটি বাড়ি কিনছেন যেটি $7 লক্ষ, এবং উনি আপনাকে বিভিন্ন কাগজপত্র তৈরি করতে হেল্প করেছেন। আপনি মনে করছেন উনি আপনার বন্ধু, আপনাকে গ্রেট হেল্প করছেন এবং আপনাকে বলছেন যে ওকে আমি লোন আপনাকে অ্যাপ্রুভ করে দিলাম $7 লক্ষ। ধরে নিন এই মর্গেজ রেটটি হয়েছে 8%। আমি মাইকেল মোতাজেদির কাছে এই প্রশ্নটি করেছিলাম। উনি উত্তরে বলেছেন যদি উনি এই লোকটি হতেন তাহলে উনার এখান থেকে আয় হতো $40,000 থেকে $50,000। সো দ্যাটস হাউ মাচ মানি ইউ লস্ট। একজন অসাধু লোন অফিসার কারণে। Now
you have to multiply that by 10. Why do I say 10? Because you got to pay that 8% now for
remainder of the loan.
That's right.
The
I'm saying to you, this is all coming down to greed. It basically is because most of these mortgage brokers, I'm telling you, 95% of these mortgage brokers, their problem is they don't think they're ever going to see you again.
Yeah.
So they just
one time,
it's just like going to a used car dealership.
I need to kill you. And the most can I get?
That's correct. Yeah. That's the problem.
That's the problem. So they don't think you are going to come back for the second house or the third house.
No.
Or actually the relationship doesn't end there. If you have a good relationship with you are a loan officer, I'm a buyer. If I have a good relationship, I can go back to you saying I want to refinance. Is it a good time?
Correct.
And I would expect an honest opinion.
That's the problem. That's the problem. The expectation is not there. Like, I'm a CP of this community. I see you guys all the time. So why would I ever do that to somebody? I wouldn't. But most of these guys don't see it that way. They see, hey, let me hit this guy real hard. I'm never going to see him again.
One-time deal.
And that's it. And they somehow sleep at night. I don't know how.
Okay. They do.
I know.
They do. You and I both know. Okay. Mortgage lender horror story part 2.
Okay.
I want you to give me some examples, real-life examples, 2 examples that you heard and should not have happened. And I want you to, after that, tell us what are the steps you should take to prevent that happening to you.
All right, I'll give you guys a very good example that's probably this week.
Yes.
So a person comes in and says, my tax file's got to be this high. I was like, no, can't be. The amount of taxes you would owe would be astronomical, right? I'm like, you know what? Let me look and do this loan myself, okay? The taxes were, when I finished, done, was this low. This low, and he got a rate that was half a point lower.
Give me both the numbers. What he told you that his taxes has to be
over $200,000,
so that he qualifies to buy a house. But you said no.
No.
And where did you bring it down to?
I think we owe 6,000.
6,000. And he's still qualified.
Yes. The real reason why is because I know this person's history. I knew how to rework the loan.
Yeah.
So he qualified.
So it took some time, but you went through that.
I went through that, but it's because I understand my clients, right? I know their families.
Yeah.
I know what we can do and how we can do it, right? Because probably you gave the person this little bit of information, really tiny bit of information, and not the whole story.
Right. That reminds me of something. When I was much younger, I was at one time. Believe me.
I'm sure you were.
Okay. So, in every neighborhood, there were like Pop's Mom's stores, right? And you go there, they know you. You know them, right? You don't see that anymore.
Not that much.
You have Walmarts and Targets and all these things. Those are all gone, right? You don't see those delis anymore, right? I used to go to this place, and I had this crazy guy, Seymour Rod. Okay. Once you struck a conversation with him, you're not going home for an hour. I miss those days, honestly. Why do I say that? Just like back then, you had like stores popping up here, popping up here, popping. You have the real estate brokers are popping up from zoo, and it's like in every street corners. Whether they qualify, don't qualify, it doesn't matter. Why do you think is the case, and how do you avoid going to one of these things?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's all about trust, right?
Yeah.
And you have trust, but a lot of times is someone says, oh, my friend told me to use this guy. Well, you don't know that's the whole story, right? Your story's, everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to know thy customer. And these guys are like snake oil salesmen, like used car salesmen, where they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I have another customer right here. They just want to get it done. That's not what you want to do. You need somebody who knows your stuff, is going to answer your questions. And look, the successful mortgage brokers know how to think like the underwriters. They know what the underwriter's going to ask for. They know this stuff. So you got to go someone who's qualified and honest. I hate to say it, the last part, honest, is not easy to find in the mortgage industry.
Okay, let's, so example number 2.
Okay, so that was one example. It was horrific.
Yeah.
Right? Other examples I've had in my office where someone goes, oh, but I'm already locked at like 6.3. I'm like, I'm going to save you $300 a month. I go, just walk away. They don't want to walk, they feel bad. You can't feel bad about
guilt.
This. They feel guilty. You should not feel guilty because you're getting robbed, basically, right? So it doesn't matter. Your real estate broker has zero power, okay? The only person that has power over that mortgage rate, interest rate, is you, by going to the correct person.
Right. I have a very good question just came in.
Shoot.
Okay. Nandita Deb. Nandita, it's your lucky day, okay? Nandita, she's asking, my home interest rate is 8%. I referred to 8% many times today, okay?
Okay.
So I was not kidding. You might be laughing, but it's true. People are going through this horrible thing. So she said, my home interest rate, loan rate is at 8%. Can I refinance now, or should I wait? That's the question.
Look, you're at 8%, so in my eyes, you want to reduce your payment, okay? You're not going to wait another year paying 8%.
Yeah.
That's just nuts in general.
Nandita, আপনার 8% interest rate is too high. অনেক বেশি দিচ্ছেন। আপনার যত তাড়াতাড়ি সম্ভব আপনার refinance করা উচিত কারণ আপনার payment is very high. If she refinances today, and let's make believe her paperwork is, let's say you're doing it, right? What would she expect? Just a ballpark number.
Ballpark, probably a 5.5.
5.5. And if that happens, if make believe that she's paying, I would say she's paying $5,000. I'm just guessing, right?
It's like $400 or $500. It could be almost $1,000 difference in payment.
Okay.
Because we don't know what the property taxes are. We know that.
Right. Nandita, আপনাকে বলছি আপনার আমি ধরে নিচ্ছি, আমি জানি না এক্স্যাক্টলি কারণ ইনফরমেশনটা আমার কাছে নেই। ধরে নেই যে আপনার মর্টগেজ পেমেন্ট 5,000 দিচ্ছেন।
It depends how we're doing this, right? If we're doing bank statements, obviously it's going to be a little higher.
Yeah.
If we're going to do it, because it sounds like a quantic mortgage.
Right. I would say, yeah. So আপনার পেমেন্ট ক্ষেত্রভেদে 500 থেকে যে মর্গেজ পেমেন্ট করছেন মাসে 500 থেকে $1,000 কমতে পারে আপনি যদি এখন রিফাইন্যান্স করেন এবং আপনার রেট হবে 5.5 along that line অর্থাৎ 2.5%, close to 2.5%.
Just think about that. Just say on 500. I mean, it's tremendous.
It's huge. Okay.
It's insane.
5 said, but there is a penalty. What penalty you're talking about?
So some of the loans that have gotten.
Yes. We talked about briefly last time.
So if you have a regular conventional mortgage, there is no prepayment penalties. That's illegal. But if you have like a LLC loan or you have another type of business loan, yes, you could have a 5 or 4, 3, 2, 1 prepays.
Okay, so that could be somewhere between
again, as I say, everybody's different.
Right.
everybody's situation is different. Everyone's friends close the house this way. It could be different for that next person.
Right.
So I have to look at it. I really can't.
Okay. So fine. After information লাগবে আপনাকে নাম্বার দেওয়া হয়েছে আপনি কিন্তু তার call his office and find out your number is there. I need Michael's cell number. Imran Hussain. The number is in the chat. আপনি নিয়ে নেবেন সেখান থেকে call his office, find out more. But you need to give Michael to give you more concrete answer. He needs more details.
Correct.
Okay. So you need to come in person if you want to have more. Aki Chaudhary said, have any chance for 4% mortgage rate to come down to?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I wish, and I hope.
But we in the beginning we said it could be 4.7, 4.6.
Yeah, but 4.0 is a very different number.
4.0. I mean, she's asking, is there a possibility?
Of course, there's a possibility. Yes, maybe not this year.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Do I think next year? Yes.
Mid
yes.
next year, possible.
Definitely possible.
I think so too. I think so too.
It all depends how the economy goes.
To go back to 3%, I would say no.
I would tell you, I do believe we're going back there.
You're more optimistic than I am.
I'm definitely more optimistic.
Okay. I take that with a grain of salt.
I'm very optimistic of 3%.
Okay. All right.
It's not. Look, it's not this year. It's not this year. It's not next year.
But 2026?
Very possible.
I would say so.
Look,
yes.
it all depends. If the economy crashes, yes, we're going back there because that's how we're going to restart the economy.
Another person said, what is the current mortgage interest rate? 30-year fixed. I think it's 6.12.
What?
The 30-year fixed mortgage rate.
5.5.
5.5. Okay, Fed. If you go to Fed, it's 6.12. But depends on your situation.
Correct.
It can be 5.0.
It's 6.12 with APR. That's why.
Is it true first-time home buyers will get 30,000 down payment assistance? No. Okay.
That's something that they are.
That was the loan, the EIDL time.
That has not been
COVID time.
No. That's the thing they have on the plate right now.
It's not passed yet.
It has not passed yet.
It's a proposal.
It's a proposal.
Okay.
It's all about politics.
It's an appropriation. So
that's
we don't
right.
know. Okay.
If you're wondering, should I get my COVID shot? Think about other people. Set a date to get your COVID shot and RSV if eligible. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TVN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।